What is up, everybody? Today we're going to go over getting rid of this stock shifter and replacing it with an Evo 4 through, I believe, Evo 8 shifter kit. So let's hop into it. For step one, you got to remove these two screws. Your first one is going to be this one right here, and your second one is going to be down here. If you remove the glove box, you will see there is another screw right here as well. Now moving up to the dash, we're going to remove our shift knob. And then we can start working on these center console pieces. For this first piece, you can just kind of pop it up and start working from there. So next we need to begin getting this glove box out. As you can see, I've got a bunch of shit in mine, but basically you're just going to work your way through these clips. And that is removed. Alright, next you're going to work on removing your gear boot, gear shift boot, and your front lid. You're just basically going to have to get your pry tool or screwdriver in there, pop it up, kind of pull on it, and that will just remove itself. And it looks like the surprises have already begun. We already got a loose screw down in there, who knows where from. Hopefully we can figure it out. Alright, following that, you're going to need to move to these two screws. You got 1 and 2, and you're going to remove those, start taking out this final pieces of the center console. Found the most success with this by dropping the screwdriver in there, put a cloth on it so you don't start ripping everything up, and then just kind of sliding it through, and that'll start popping some of those clips. And then this piece you can pop through, and once you pop through this piece, the whole thing will just come out. You'll have one last screw down here you'll need to get at. Alright, looks like there's 2 screws that I missed in the glove box here. If you look all the way down at the bottom there in the rear behind the seat, pretty much you'll see there's a screw right there, and you need to get at that. And lastly, if you'd like to pull up the glove box completely and you don't want to work around it, you got one little connector here to get rid of, and that is right below the glove box right here. So now we got to get this little gear shift selector cable clip. So basically you're going to pull that clip out towards you, and then you're going to push it back around pretty much in order to take it off. So to get at this clip here, I think I got a good enough camera angle. Basically you're going to get at it and pop it off. And now with that clip off, you got to get access to that bottom bushing. So basically you're just going to get in there and push down on that and remove it. Alright, so next you're going to grab your 12mm socket and your 12mm spanner, and you're going to begin taking off this nut right here. With this side removed, using the spanner wrench, you can begin to remove this side bracket. So if you pull on it, you'll see this bushing comes out right on its own. You'll see there would be a gap right here once you got it all the way. Alright, so it turned out the easiest way to get this off was to just remove the shifter bushing bolts. It just lets you pull the thing up. You're probably going to be replacing them anyway if you're doing this. Alright, and once you got this kind of out, your final piece you're going to have to go for is to get this bolt right here off, and you will be able to pull out the entire assembly. Alright, so you got that off. Now you can go ahead and get these little plates out of the way. With that out of the way, we're going to start working on the bushings. As you can see, I've already started with the first one down here. And now we're going to switch to this one. Basically, we just got to press out little guys, and then we can pop out the bushing itself. And you can kind of get it through, and boom, it is out. So what I recommend is you can see there's a little clip right here. You can undo that clip to kind of pull the wire back, and then you should be able to get in there a little bit easier. And we got it. I was actually able to stick my hand underneath the entire assembly like this and kind of push it through, so that worked pretty well. Alright, and as we can see, we got our new bushings here, so those are going to go in first, and we got this little machined inside here, so that's what's going to go down into the hole, and then it comes with this little spacer washer, so we're also going to put that on there. And you'll see it just kind of slots down in there perfectly. Alright, once you got all 4 of those on, we can start installing the shifter. Right, and you can see one of the annoyances of this job. We got this little bushing here, some metal bushing just popped out, so we're gonna have to work with that and get that back in. All right, and once we have our shifter kind of slotted in there, we can throw this piece back on, and then we'll line that up with bolt holes and throw it back over the screw here. Now we can run our large bolt and spring shifter lever assembly back through here and then tighten down the nut onto it as well. So you're gonna run it back through where it came from, right there. And with our bolt ran back through, we can start reattaching the nut onto here with the washer. Don't forget your washer. Thing to point out is make sure you've got this lever lined up and get the bushing through here before you start tightening everything down. Otherwise it's going to be at an angle and it's not going to go in there right. So just make sure you got that right, and then it'll tighten down and hold itself there.